Hey guys, Matt here. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you about one of my all-time favorite hotels, and it's not mine, it's another one. It's in Mexico. And then I'm going to take you for a walk down memory lane. So let's get into it. So I'm sitting here at Sunset Del Mar Resort in Costa Rica. The birds are chirping, it's quite warm, it's about 4 p.m. And the building you see behind me back there, it's got a room in it which has a lot of memories. So I want to go show it to you and tell you the story. So it's down here, this is the pavilion building, and it's got 13 rooms in it. So all the bigger rooms that have the 2 queen beds are here. This was one of the more challenging buildings to do during the renovation. There were a lot of things that needed to be done, particularly this brick ceiling you see here, this arch. None of this was here. So we went through about 3 different contractors to put this in. It's very difficult. All right, so it's down here, number 211. All of the wood shelving that you see, this was all custom. We used local providers for the door. This here, this is from Mexico. This is from Bali, right here. So this is a king-size bed. Only 3 rooms in the entire resort have the king-size beds. The painting you see over here, this is from Guadalajara, Mexico. All the wood that you see, this was all done custom at a wood factory near San Jose here in Costa Rica, and we actually went directly to the factories. Saved a lot of money, but it's all top-notch quality. It's going to last a very long time. And then of course, my favorite part, which is the view. Here we go. So I wanted to show this to you because many years ago, this was the first room that I ever slept in here at the hotel. And when I got involved with this hotel, it had actually gone through several owners' hands. And it actually started out not as a hotel, but as a camp for troubled teens. But seeing this place for the very first time, it was a real dump. That's the truth. Gutters were falling down, the grasses were like foot-high weeds. And the first time I saw it, I really had no interest because it just looked way too run down. But then I started to think about it, and I came up with an estimate in my head about what I thought I would need to spend to fix it up. And in hindsight, I had no idea. I was very naive. And if you've ever done a renovation, then you can probably relate. On that first one, you never know what you're getting yourself into. But this room that I stayed in, I'll never forget. One of the very first nights, it's pouring rain like I've never heard before, with loud thunder, and all the roof had been taken off for repair. So they just had plastic tarp held down by bricks. And it can really rain here during the wet season, or as we prefer to call it, the green season. And I remember this whole building would flood. And one night it was about right here, the bed was right here. I got out of bed at 3 a.m. because it was raining so much, and I stepped in about 3 inches of water, and the whole floor was covered in water, literally like 3 inches. And it was just pouring down. And so I'm sweeping up the rain through the glass sliding doors. I've got a broom, I'm sweeping it out, and that actually happened a few times. So of course they fixed the roof and that it stopped flooding. We redid all the tiles. We redid pretty much everything. The only thing that we kept were the walls. That's about it. So when it was getting remodeled, a lot of mistakes were made. Colors were wrong. We were painting the wrong colors. The tiles for the roof just didn't work. The furniture, everything was wrong. And the front of this building that I'm in, just right here in fact, I found some footage on YouTube, and you should have seen the first attempt at a renovation. It looked like a barn, like something you would see on a farm. Something for a horse ranch or something like that. And we brought some of our clients here from another hotel we were doing nearby, one of my events at, because this one wasn't ready. And they must have been shocked when they saw the first attempt at the renovation. It didn't look exactly very nice. So for inspiration on the design, I took a trip back to one of my all-time favorite hotels, and that is the Sheraton Hacienda in Cabo San Lucas. I did one of my biggest conferences for my last company there. That was back in September of 2013. And earlier that year, my event organizers, they'd organized this trip where I got to go to Cabo San Lucas, and all these different hotels that wanted my business would offer me a couple nights for free. And it was excellent. I mean, they treat you like a king. You get the president's suite, you get all the free gifts, and it's all free because if you're going to bring a big event, I mean, you may as well be a big pile of money to them. They knew that I was going to spend a lot of money for this conference. The last hotel that I stayed in, it was the Sheraton. I ended up spending almost $200,000 on that event. It was almost a complete buyout. They had something like 200 rooms at the time. And after that event, that was a 4-night event, I actually did another 21-day event for a small group of people. So I ended up living at that place for almost an entire month. And that resort, I loved it. I mean, the architecture, the food, the tiles, the terracotta, the colors, it was a really nice hotel. So when I was looking for ideas, that was the resort which I decided to model this one on for design and just overall appearance. So just from having a look at it, you'll probably notice some similarities. Like for example, the roof tiles, we've got terracotta yellow and black, and that's inspired from the Sheraton. And funny story, when we were looking for the black tiles to go on that combination, they didn't have any in Costa Rica at all. So we actually had to get those from China, and they're really terracotta tiles which they painted black. So yeah, we had to get a little bit creative there. But if you're thinking of going to Cabo San Lucas, I highly recommend the Sheraton Hacienda. It's a great hotel. And if you're thinking of coming to Costa Rica, I put together a holiday package. I'm organizing group holidays where you can come and stay here at Sunset Del Mar Resort, and I'll organize everything for you. Activities, all food, it's all inclusive, and it's for you and a guest. So for the activities, we're going to be taking you to Manuel Antonio National Park. I don't know if you know this, but Costa Rica is the most biodiverse country in the world. Apparently, that's what I read. They've got more species of animals here than anywhere else. And they really take looking after their environment seriously. So the national parks here are quite stunning. I'll take you and your guest to one of them. You'll get to do surf lessons. You'll get to go racing ATVs through the jungle, see all the waterfalls, yoga, go zip lining from tree to tree. So all the activities, all of that part will be planned. All the food will be included for you and a guest. Pickups from the airport and back to the airport. We handle all of that, so all you have to do is decide to come. So it's all inclusive for 2. You can see all the details at inspiredcostarica.com. And I'll be here, so if you want to have a chat, I would be more than happy to. So if you are interested, let me know. You can go to that website. You can also contact me directly on Facebook and I'll get back to you. But otherwise, I just wanted to tell you that story, show you this room, and I'll see you tomorrow. Speak soon.